My name is Rev Dr Barry King, and I'd like to thank you for joining me today. I'm an interfaith minister, and I've been an interfaith minister now for over 40 years. When I became an interfaith minister, nobody really understood what that meant. I became an interfaith minister because I saw that there were people who believed in God and celebrated a God of their understanding, and that those people were looked upon with fear and misunderstanding. There were people who were people of faith who were trying to fix those other people because clearly they didn't understand the nature of God. I've always understood that God, that divine mind, divine presence, is a universal truth that all traditions, all peoples, all faiths celebrate the one presence, the one divine mind, the divine awareness that infuses all of reality. Over the years, I've learned a great deal, and the nature of people's understanding has changed. Many people are no longer as entrenched in fear and misunderstanding, and it's easier for people to celebrate the divine presence as they understand it. Today, I'd like you to join me as we celebrate the nature of an integrative spirit community. And we'll explore a bit about that community. And I'm hoping to do this as a regular event every month, as a celebration of an integrative understanding of spirit. It's also true that over the years, our understanding of science has evolved. And science and spirituality are closer than they've ever been, really. Well, in recent times, science, quantum physics, has embraced an understanding of reality that allows for us to have a conceptual understanding of what a divine mind, a divine presence could be, and how it could exist. I hope you enjoy the next few minutes. And if you do, let me know. And I invite you to join me in further celebrations of this truth that we are all connected. I welcome you to this integrative spirit community celebration. We are children of the light. We are peacemakers of the world. We are the light. We spread the light. To be of service in this way is our joy. To the divinity we give thanks. God bless. There is but one divine presence, one divine mind, one divine awareness which animates all of creation and fills each of us with divine intention. All traditions, all spiritual paths, all peoples, in all places know but one divine mind. We are one integrative spirit community, celebrating the many faces of the one divine presence, even though we are not aware of it. We are all connected to the one divine mind, to the flow of divine thought, even though we deny it. I am joyous in the knowledge that we all know and celebrate the same integrative awareness of spirit in our lives. I'm blessed. I'm grateful. I'd like for you to join me on a short meditation. It's an important time when we look within and connect to all that we are. And with each breath, you relax more deeply. With each breath, you feel yourself drifting. And as you drift, you move upward, drifting up into the sky, up beyond the earth, drifting, safe, secure, floating. And as you move, you are aware that there is a light you're moving towards. And as you move, you realize that this light is a star. You move slowly, but steady, moving towards this light. And here, drifting, moving, you're aware that you're safe, you're relaxed, calm. Here, in this place, here in this time, nothing can hurt you. And as you move, you come closer to this star. And as you move closer, you become aware of its energy, its consciousness. As you move closer, you feel it speaking to you. It feels loving, joyful, kind. This brilliant star emanates energy, love, truth, purity. And as you move closer, you feel these vibrations flowing through you, changing you. As you move, as you drift, and you become aware that this sun, this being, is connected to the cosmos, is connected to divine mind, as they're all great beings. And as you move closer, you are aware that you can ask a question from this amazing consciousness. It has clarity. It's beautiful, peaceful, joyful. Ask your question in a loving, affirming, empowering answer will flow to you. Listen, feel it. It may come as words. It may come as thoughts. Beings of this nature do not use words. Feel it. Feel the thoughts moving through you. Ask this being if it has anything else to share. It is not often that it gets to communicate in this way. And now you begin to move away from this beautiful sun, this brilliant, bright light, this cell in the mind of the universe. And you move moving back towards the earth. Safe, secure, comfortable, peaceful. Confident. Down through the atmosphere. Down. Back to the place where you started. And as you arrive back in that place, you find your eyes beginning to open, and you return back to this place and time, back to the here and the now. I hope you enjoyed that meditation. It was a pleasure sharing it with you. I'd like to share with you a short lecture. It's a talk on the nature of divine mind, the nature of God. Because I believe that God is love. God is not petty or jealous or hateful. And spiritual practice should never be fearful. I hope you enjoy this talk. God is love. My name is Rev Dr Barry King, and I have a message I'd like to share with you today. It's actually a very simple message. It is that spirit is real. It is not something that arises out of imaginings or people's fabrications. That God, divine mind, is a real force in our lives. Do we need to be afraid of God? Never. Is God there loving us? Always. Always loves us. Unconditionally supports us. God's love empowers you, makes you more than you know you can be. To work with God is to do right. To work with God is to move through life through right action. And what is that right action? It's love. Not fear, not hate, not intolerance, but love. God is not petty. God is not angry, and God absolutely is not vengeful. God is love. And God animates all of the world. And God infuses that love into the cosmos, into the universe. God is love. And how can we look at the world around us, this amazing, diverse universe, and feel that God is anything but love? It startles me that people who embrace God can hate other people because they're different. If God is not a God of diversity, then what is God a God of? The universe is amazing in its diversity, in its incredible synchronicity, in its order and structure. God is not about fear. Embrace the reality that God is love, and that you are held within the embrace of divine loving presence. And that divine mind has given you the freedom and the opportunity to experience a life unconditionally. How beautiful is that? It means you can make mistakes. You can learn things. How simple it is. Yes, we call God many things. The source, divine mind, God, the great mystery, many names. But all these names embrace that one unifying presence, which we know is God, divine mind, the all. If you look at Hermetic tradition, it says the all is mind. The universe is mind. Do we understand it? No. Can we understand it? Probably never. But it is true that we can accept it and allow it to work in our lives. Allow divine mind and divine presence to be part of us. To let that unconditional love flow through us to this world. But we need to love more. We need to love the birds, the flowers, the trees, the creatures, the people that are different. We need to love all of that and more, because God is love. And we are a connection to that. Nice thing, amazing thing, beautiful thing. Thank you for allowing me to share. And may the light of God shine through you and bring joy into your life and into the lives of the people that you love, and touch each day. And hug someone you love. Thank you. I came across a poem the other day, and it's called We Live in All Things. And it seems amazingly appropriate for today's celebration. Because in truth, we're connected to everything. And that's an amazing thing to embrace and understand. I have a poem I'd like to share with you. This time of year is a special time of year. We live by the sun. We feel by the moon. We move by the stars. We live in all things. All things live in us. We eat from the earth. We drink from the rain. We breathe of the air. We live in all things. All things live in us. We call to each other. We listen to each other. Our hearts deepen with love and compassion. We live in all things. All things live in us. We depend on the trees and the animals. We depend on the earth. Our minds open with wisdom and insight. We live in all things. All things live in us. We dedicate our practice to others. We include all forms of life. We celebrate the joy of living, dying. We live in all things. All things live in us. We are full of life. We are full of death. We are grateful for all beings and companions. We give thanks for divine presence, divine awareness, divine insight and understanding. We live in all things. All things live in us. Celebrate the beautiful world you live in. Enjoy the rebirth of Mother Nature. Thank you, and God bless. Share with you now an invocation for spring. Lord, divine presence, the air smells good today. Straight from the mysteries within the inner courts of the divine. A grace like new clothes thrown across the garden. Free medicine for everybody. The trees in their prayer. The birds in praise. The first purple irises springing up. Universal Father, Universal Mother God, allow us to appreciate and draw on this renewal cycle. We give thanks. Thank you, everybody, for joining me today. Thank you for being part of this special celebration of our Integrative Spirit Community. I hope you join me again when we do our next event. It's now time for our benediction. Lord, divine presence, you have made our souls immortal. Help us to remember the glory of our heritage. Sometimes it's hard, immersed in our physical existence, to embrace the reality of our true nature. Each of us is a spirit spark, a part of your light. Help us to dance and be joyous as we exercise the free will you have given us in your service. We ask that you bless us and you keep us. We ask that your face shine upon us and that you be gracious to us. May we have peace and joy and share the message of your love. Thank you, everyone. And now it's time to do our closing prayer. Universal Father, Mother God, We thank you for this opportunity to gather together. We thank you for the gifts of spirit and the certain knowledge that we are spirit, that we are eternal, that there is no death. We thank you for the opportunity to share with each other and for the opportunity to bring light and love into the world. We ask that for each and every one of us, that you help us move along the path to our greatest good. And you let each of us be a light of love in all of life. We ask this in your name. Amen. Thank you, everyone, and God bless. We'll see you again soon.